Alrighty, so let's talk about your lines recording sheet. Okay, it looks like this. You had it in your notes packet. We just haven't really talked about it. This is something that you're going to use just to, again, keep everything neat and organized for your lines. So if your work page looks like this, okay, here's an example of just 4 lines that I did for a fake project. Okay, your work page looks like this. You are then going to transfer it onto your recording page. Okay, so again, that's in your packet, looks like this. This blank area on the left is where you're going to write the line number. So this would be line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. I don't know how many there are, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc., etc. Okay. Within this, you are going to be filling in the slope-intercept form, the point-slope form, the standard form, and the domain and range. So let's go back and look at what I did for line 1. Line 1, I've worked out all of my equation, and I have my slope-intercept here, my point-slope that I had to use up there, and my domain over here. Okay, so slope-intercept was y equals 3x minus 2. That's what's going to get written in that first line, 3x minus 2. You'll see that next is point-slope. Where am I? Point-slope was this top one, right? Y minus 4, and then 3 times x minus 2. That's on the next line, y minus 4, and then 3 times the quantity of x minus 2. Now, we haven't learned about standard form yet, or maybe we have, depending on when you're watching this, but most likely you haven't learned it yet, but just know that there'll be an equation in there too. For example, this one will say 3x minus y equals 2. But don't worry about that part for now. Last thing is domain and range. So again, I calculated it, and I got negative 2 to 7. So I would write negative 2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 7. Now line 1 has all the information summarized in one little place, nice and neat and organized. So that could be copied into Desmos pretty easily. Okay, so think of your work page as like you're doing all the math, all the scratch work, everything you need. This is your place where you record it all, and then you'll copy it from here into Desmos. Okay, so by the time you finish, it will look something like this. So you'll have everything filled in from your work page. Again, all I did was transfer everything I had done here work-wise onto this page. So for every line, you'll have that slope-intercept form, point-slope form, standard form, and the domain or the range. You don't write both. You just, normally it'll be the domain. A few things to point out. Notice, get some sort of a highlighter going here. Line 2 here, this was a hoy, right? You'll notice these 3 are all the exact same. Hoys and buxes go real fast on this sheet, okay? And then again, I had my domain because it was a hoy. But then down here, where I've got my bucks, again, line 4, I've got x equals 7, x equals 7, x equals 7, but then I have my range, because the vertical line, you have to give the range to tell Desmos when to start and stop. Okay, so that's what that recording sheet is for. It's kind of, again, your middle ground in between your work page, which might get a little crazy with numbers everywhere, and your Desmos, where you're going to enter everything in. This is also something that you will turn into me, so you want to make sure that you fill this out completely. Let me know if you have any questions about how to fill it out, but this is something you can be working on as you work through your project. I would not recommend doing this thing completely before you start in Desmos, because you would hate to do all 100 lines and realize you did all 100 incorrectly. So do, 3 or 4 or 5 on here, put them into Desmos and see how you did. Because if you did all 3 or 4 or 5 of those wrong, then chances are you might do the next few wrong as well. So you want to catch your mistakes before you get too far into this project. Alrighty.